Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys legend calls out Jerry Jones on Cowboys hire. The Dallas Cowboys filled their open head coaching vacancy Friday, hiring offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to replace Mike McCarthy as the head man in Dallas. Former Cowboys wide receiver and longtime NFL Network analyst Michael Irvin talked about the hire on his YouTube channel on Saturday, and it's safe to say he thinks Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones made a mistake. "Here's my issue, we lost an opportunity here," Irvin said. "I don't know what will happen with Coach Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys, but Jerry's a shrewd businessman, and this opportunity, I'm shocked he did not see." If Irvin had been in charge of hiring a new head coach, he would have swung for the fences and gone all out for Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. Sanders and the Cowboys reportedly had mutual interest in one another, but ultimately Dallas went with their offensive coordinator. "I was pushing for Deion Sanders to be the next head coach, and I still stand 10 toes down on that push," Irvin said. Irvin added that the Cowboys, America's team, haven't played in an NFC championship in 30 years. Meanwhile, two NFC East teams, the Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles, are playing Sunday with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. With the Commanders making the NFC title game this weekend, the Cowboys now have the longest active drought without appearing in that game. Irvin doesn't feel that hiring Schottenheimer will get Dallas back there. "They've lost a generation of fans," Irvin said. "That's 30 damn years. 40 years is a generation. Right here, right now was critical mass. It was time to bring somebody in here that could shake things up and grab this last leg of Cowboys Nation." Despite 25 years of experience coaching in the NFL, the Cowboys' new head coach has no head coaching experience at any level, and Irvin wished his former team hired someone who had previously been a head coach. "The Raiders hired Pete Carroll, he had some experience," Irvin said. "Last time, when we did Mike McCarthy, he had some experience. I got to slap myself and say, give it a chance, at least they walked the walk already. Brian hadn't walked no walk." The last time Dallas hired their offensive coordinator was when they named Jason Garrett head coach. While he contributed to Dallas' NFC championship drought, the Cowboys won 3 NFC East titles with him at the helm. Maybe Schottenheimer can replicate what Garrett was able to do for America's team, but the Cowboys are hoping he can get them further than they have been in the past 3 decades. Mike Zimmer makes final 2025 Cowboys decision after Brian Schottenheimer hire. The Dallas Cowboys will be under new but familiar leadership next season as they've hired Brian Schottenheimer as the team's head coach. Though there will be some familiar faces returning, some will be leaving, and one of them is defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer, according to Cowboys reporter Ed Werner. "Mike Zimmer tells me that he will not be returning to the Cowboys as a member of Brian Schottenheimer's coaching staff and will likely retire from coaching in the NFL," Werner wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Zimmer served as defensive coordinator last season. Cowboys likely to hire Matt Eberflus as DC, per sources. Zimmer was in his second stint with the Cowboys, as he was on the staff from 1994 to 2006 and was the defensive coordinator for the past 7 years. Between that time, he ran the defense for the Cincinnati Bengals for 6 years and spent 8 years as the Minnesota Vikings head coach. Matt Eberflus, who was fired from the Chicago Bears during the season, is now the top candidate to be the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Over the past few days, many fans have not been fond of the hiring of Schottenheimer, including former players of the team. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones feels the opposite, and is excited about his choice to make him the head coach, according to Jordan Schultz. "He's someone around the league who is viewed as someone who acquiesces to Jerry Jones," Schultz said on The Herd. "Now, Mike McCarthy, I believe, Jerry Jones really believed, wanted to stay, and he would be able to retain him. Jerry got very behind in the process, did not preemptively reach out to new coaches, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, reaching out to the Lions, he did not do that. He became way behind, and as a result, not only does he not get a top-tier head coach, but he has no plan of how to operate moving forward. The Cowboys have no plan, and this is what happens when you just wing it." Report: Cowboys eyeing Cardinals coach's OC. Arizona Cardinals offensive line coach Klayton Adams is reportedly a name to watch for the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator position, according to CBS Sports' Jonathan Jones. The Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach on Friday, and Cardinals offensive line coach Klayton Adams is a name to watch for offensive coordinator in Dallas, Jones reported ahead of Sunday's AFC Championship game between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Adams was hired by Jonathan Gannon as Arizona's offensive line coach in 2023 and just concluded his second season with the organization. He previously coached the Indianapolis Colts line as an assistant and tight ends between 2019 to 22 after spending over a decade in the college ranks. Adams mostly has held positional roles in his career, but did serve as Western Washington's run game coordinator in 2007 to 2008 and also was Colorado's co-offensive coordinator in 2018. As for Schottenheimer, he's been with Dallas since 2022 and spent the last 2 seasons as their offensive coordinator before filling in for the departed Mike McCarthy as head coach. Adams wouldn't be the only Cardinals coach to receive interest for a promotion this offseason, as Arizona quarterback coach Israel Wolfork is interviewing with the Chicago Bears for their offensive coordinator vacancy. Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing also interviewed with Chicago for their head coach position before the Bears opted for Ben Johnson. Adams wasn't exactly a popular coordinator hire entering this offseason, though Schottenheimer clearly must have a good grasp of Adams and his philosophy to potentially bring him in for an interview. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Klayton Adams? Leave your opinion in the comments.